Hello folks, welcome back to another Shooting the Breeze with me. This is episode 11. The reason this is going up is because the last Shooting the Breeze got something like 15, 16 likes, which is madness. So if you do want another episode, don't forget to leave a like. You got to obviously like the video. If it's crap, then don't leave a like. That's how it goes. I was quite amused, just completely off topic. I was watching this guy. You know those calligraphy quests where you have to run around in circles? It's so funny when you're not actually on that quest, just watching someone else do it. It's like one of those drunk things people do at parties, you know, with the broom. They sort of go around in circles and then they stop and then they fall over. It's just hilarious. I'm just sitting there watching him do it for about 5 minutes. So, yeah, small minds, easily occupied. Right, we're on Slain today. My Demon Hunter, I thought, well, do something a bit different with what I play, and he's 113, and I really need to start getting these characters up to 120, which kind of is a brilliant segue into what I want to talk about today. And what I want to talk about today is BFA versus Classic. This is not like a big dramatic thing because I love Classic. I'm a vanilla. It's vanilla, right? It's vanilla. Classic, you can call it whatever you like, but it's vanilla, right? You know, I played, I think it was from about 2 months in from the beginning of the first, so Classic Vanilla. Yes, I've pretty much played. If you didn't know, you're quite new to the channel. There's about 100 of you or so, you know, since the last since last month. So welcome. But if you didn't know that, you wouldn't know that because obviously you probably haven't seen me talk about it before, which is fair enough. But this certainly isn't something I'm sort of sitting there whinging about this expansion or whinging about that expansion, because I actually don't mind this expansion. I think it's alright. I think it's one of those things, you know, it's like chalk and cheese, you know. You're not going to please everyone. Christ, I know that, you know. I get messages all the time going, why do you bother playing this game? You shouldn't bother, and certainly shouldn't upload videos. So yeah, alright mate, whatever, see you later, you know. That's the sort of thing you have to put up with in life, unfortunately. Some people are just tossers, and you know, they need to express that feelings. That's fine, let them get on with it. Anyway, on to good things. So what I was talking about is, yeah, I'm gonna play. I've been watching a lot of these streams, right, and the way I sort of rationalize it is, if I wouldn't be playing this iteration of this game if it wasn't for vanilla, right? The reason I got into this game in the first place was because I played it back then, and I've been watching a lot of streams, and I don't know, I wouldn't say a lot, it sounds like I really sort of sit here just watching that, but a few like S fans, people that are classic players, people like Tips Out, S fan, people like that. Stay Safe, is that his name? I don't know, these guys. Not so much people like Asmongold and that, because I think they're just bandwagon jumpers, but people that are actually were playing on private servers and doing it before anyone else was, and that, you know, they fundamentally want to see the return of the original game. And this sort of leaks into what I want to say, and also what I want the whole idea of this this series, from my eyes, is you guys telling me what you think about what I'm saying, and what, if you agree, disagree, that's all good. We can sit here and talk about it. It's not a problem. As you probably know, I reply to every message that anyone sends me. So, yep, that'd be great if you give me your feedback on what you think, on what I talk about. Obviously, I need to talk about it first. So, yeah, what do I think? Now, as I said, I've been watching these streams, and I'm kind of like, do you know what? I can't wait for it to come out. I can't wait for it to come out and have a go myself. I didn't get into the beta because I didn't sign up to it at all and stuff like that. I now have, but you know, if it comes, it comes. If not, it's not the end of the world. You know, it doesn't really affect my channel or affect my gameplay, does it? So, oh gosh, why am I dying? Why am I dying? Why am I dying? Why am I dying? Can I? Oh Jesus, I've got. Hold on a minute. No, don't. How do we heal ourselves? Bloody hell, it's so long since I played this. It's the little purple balls, isn't it, on the floor? That's what we do, right? Yeah, there's one. That's it, right. Blimey. Sorry about that. It's been so long since I played this. Got any more purple balls for me? Let's try and shut him up. What's going on? Pacified? Oh. Shut him up. Shut him up. Oh dear. Zenz, you should really run around for a few minutes and play the game first. Oh, that was close, right? Woo. Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to getting in and playing it myself. Have I got anything to eat? Oh, there we go. And giving it a go and trying out and see what I think of it. And you know, if it's anything like the original classic, then I'm going to be impressed. I'm going to be happy about it. But one thing I will say, what I want to talk about is because I've had a couple of conversations about this. Now, if you didn't play the original vanilla, maybe you came in Wrath or something, or Cat or something like that, which a lot of people did, and pretty much, you know, can understand that. That's when it went up to like 12 million. Excuse me, 12 million subscribers. I can totally understand, and what you understand is, I think people, some people, I'm not saying everyone, I'm not saying you, I'm just sort of putting it out there. People will go into classic, let's call it classic, right? Stop calling it vanilla. Let's call it classic for the purpose of this video. People will go into this vanilla classic thing completely oblivious to what it actually is that made it the game it was in the first place. Now let me explain. When Classic came out, it was Blizzard's answer to Dark Age of Camelot, right? And I don't know if you've ever played that. It was the kind of game which was very good at the time. It was like EverQuest, the original EverQuest, that sort of thing. That's very much what Blizzard did. They kind of took all the best elements they could from these MMOs, and they made them into what we know as Classic. And the thing is with Classic is that it really isn't that easy to play. And you probably heard that. I'm not talking about, let me get this right, I'm not talking about running around a field and killing stuff, right? Well, because even that's a challenge. A lot of the time there's elites there, and you know, if an elite in original WoW was an elite, you would probably need, unless you were like a prot tank or something like that, prot warrior or something like that, you would probably need help killing an elite. Whereas elites these days are a complete joke, right? I don't know what it means. It just means I've got an extra 50k health. Although saying that, on my rogue, I sometimes struggle with those elites, but that's only because I've got, you know, if you get hit, you get hit hard, right? But most of my characters, I really don't have a problem with taking them down. But you know, it really was a danger wherever you went. There was danger, whether you went out into the world or PvP, like, because obviously world PvP was the only thing around till what, 1.5, 1.6, something like that. Everything was a danger. You know, you could pull one mob, yeah, it's all right, but you need to be careful, you know, because in those days I clicked. In those I had because on my keyboard I don't have a backspace, as in you can walk backwards. I don't have any of that on my keyboard. I've only got left strafe, right strafe, and forward. I taught myself to not backpedal by literally taking away the actual key, so I couldn't physically do it. It's the only way I taught myself how to do that. But in those days I was keyboard turning, so I was like this, you know, and I didn't really have a very good mouse. I mean, now I use an equivalent of a Naga, but it's not. It's made by a different company, which are better than Razer. I think Razer are an absolute rip-off. But you know, these little things, right? These little things which make us better over the years. I mean, you know, I think the group content we will go into the group content and it will be a lot easier because people have played this game for so long now. I think originally when Warcraft came out, obviously people hadn't played it. Not many people have played an MMO. I know I hadn't. I did play a little bit of EverQuest, and I think I did play a little bit of Guild Wars 2, but I didn't really know what was going on. To be honest, really didn't know what was going on. I was just pressing buttons, to be honest. You know, I didn't really join in anything. You know, I wasn't part of guilds or made friends and stuff. I really wasn't playing it that much. I even remember having a go on Star Wars Galaxies. Jesus, does that age me? But I remember that was a real shit show. I was in there and yeah, it was just laggy. Wherever I went was laggy, and I was like, oh right, is this what all the fuss is all about? Why did I just do that? Why did I just pop meta when I've got to kill the boss? Oh well, he'll die, I'm sure. Yeah, so ooh. This is a bit sad, this, isn't it? It's like this is mum. This is this little girl's mum. She's like, oh, sod off, kid. Anyway, so yeah, so I think the group content's going to be easy, right? Because I want to. One of my subscribers asked me the other day. He said, "What will you be playing? What will you be playing?" Right? And to be honest, I'm going to save it for another video because I want to talk about it a little bit more in depth, and I don't want to do it here today. But yeah, I mean, I don't think people are going to be too surprised what I do play, but we'll see. And Blur, ooh, Blur, cool. That's a very cool animation. I like Blur. And I'll leave that for another video. But the important thing is that the point I'm trying to make. Yeah, so the group content will be, I think, really easy. But the single player stuff, bear in mind you have to walk everywhere. And I think people call it quality of life, you know, a better quality of life playing the game that we have now, BFA. But I think you can look at that two ways. I think you can either call it better quality of life, or you can think it makes you a lazier player. And I honestly believe, for me, my own opinion, it makes you a lazier player. You had to try a lot harder in those days to do certain things. You'll find out if you've not played it. You'll be like, yeah, all right, or whatever's end. But when you get into it, and as again, this is all jogging my mind, my memory now, because watching other people play it, things I hadn't thought about literally for 10, 12, you know, years. What have we got here then? Let's take that as a 17% upgrade. Oh, I get a nice blue. Bloody hell, good. You know, like, for example, things I hadn't thought about. I was watching Asmongold's, well, he was in the battleground. I was also watching Zaruz or something like that, or I can't remember who it was. Anyway, one of these PvP streamers was making a classic video, and I forgot in Warsong Gulch when the game first came out, and it was what I think it was 1.4. Warsong was, I think Warsong and Ultravat came in 1.4. I think AB came in 1.5, 1.6, something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, the thing that made me laugh is because there was no mounts, right? There's no mounts in Warsong. I think there were might not have even been any mounts in Ultrarat Valley. So what we're doing here? Oh, I don't know. Oh, okay. RP. Yeah. So you had. Let's turn this dialogue off for a second. Shut up. Right. Yeah. So you had to run everywhere. And now I was watching the game, and it just made the battlefield so much bigger. It just opened it up, you know, to little skirmishes and stuff like that. And I just sort of blew my mind. I thought, yeah, I remember now. We have to. What do we have to do here? What? Go in here. All right. In here. In here. Have I not done this? Oh God, are they still talking? Oh, for fuck's sake! Oh. Ah, here we go. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, let's meet her out for this then. Die! Yeah, so I can't wait because Warsong also there was no timer, right? So but what you did have, I mean, on my server we had, we always used to come up against the same teams because it just wasn't that many teams, and obviously it was all server specific. There was no cross realm stuff, so you always knew who you were fighting against, and yeah, that was always good fun. And you get one flag, and they would have their flag, you'd have your flag, and then their turtle for the next half an hour. I don't think there was a timer at all. I'm pretty damn sure there wasn't. But watching that just sort of brought that back to me. And you kind of, I thought, looking at the graphics and all this sort of stuff, it would sort of take me out of the immersion of it. But it doesn't. For me, it doesn't. Obviously, this is all my opinion. And I'd love to hear your opinions on what you think about everything I say. And also what you think about your own opinions of it. Maybe you've watched some streams and stuff like that, and you're chomping at the bit to get in there. There are certain things I won't do that I don't want to spoil until it's released. Like I'm not gonna go and start a Forsaken, because the Forsaken is me. That's my embodiment of me playing the game is a Forsaken. So I won't do that till the retail starts, and I'll probably record that and I don't know, probably get blubbery or something like that. Stupid, isn't it? Isn't it stupid? But it does make you nostalgic for it. And I want to record it for my own posterity, because I really don't know how I'm going to react waking up in that little crypt. I don't know if you saw that home video I did. I'll probably link at the end of this if you haven't seen it. It's pretty cool. I enjoyed making it. It's a little bit of fun, and I think it really sort of nailed home the point that Forsaken is my heart, where my heart is really. I just love them, and no doubt that's what I'll be playing. Without giving too much, we have to kill these dudes, don't we? These bat fellas. Yeah. Do they not die? They die, don't they? Yeah. There we go. So yeah, that's good. The thing is, I forgot I'm a Skinner on here. I didn't kill these, did I? Someone else did. That's all right. Free skins. And everything, everything again is highlighted. Stuff you just don't pay attention to in this game now. Like, as I said, how many mobs you're hitting and stuff like that. And if you can always get away. And as I was saying about the backspace, but the back pedaling thing, you'd have to watch, how far you are away from the next mob, because you'd move a little bit further to the left, a couple of meters, character size, and you'll pull the next one. Then you got two on top of you, and that's it. It's all over. I'll get up. We'll all get up. It'll be anarchy. It's it's hard. It's difficult. And going back to when I was playing and I was leveling my hunter, who was my first 60. No idea. Oh, I had cloth gear on. I had mail. Yeah, we only ever had mail, wasn't it? We never had plate as a hunter. It was always just mail. But I think when you're a hunter until you're 40, you have leather. And at 40, then you can really remember that, having leather. And the thing is, you haven't got any money, right? And it's not a case you just say, oh, well, I'll just go to the auction house and pick up some mail at level 40. No. You ain't going to have a pot to piss in. Not your first character, And you'll be more worried about getting your mount, because you get your mount at 40, unless you play a superior class like a warlock, of course. Only joking. because we get a free one, and or a paladin. Ooh, paladins, yeah, hillbots in vanilla. Hope they look forward to that. Yeah, so that was all good, and I just really look. There's certain things I didn't even think about that I'm looking forward to, and I didn't also like. It's really weird that the biggest things I remember are really strange things. I kind of worked out, you know, really strange, odd things. I just remember there's a place in there's a place in Desolates called Nagel's Point or something like that. Now, I remember that there you had to go there if you wanted to get the quests for, or a quest. It's quite an important quest for Scarlet Monastery. Now, if you don't know what Scarlet Monastery is, it was one of the most important. You know, there was like you had the cathedral, you had library, and you had the something else. You had like these different wings you could go to. It was just a dungeon. There's nothing more than that. I think you were about 30 to 40 or 30 to 45, something like that. Big old dungeon. It was really good fun. And yeah, that was. And you had to go all the way to Stone Talon Mountains. Was it Stone Talon or Desolates? No, I think you have to go from Ogrimmar, get to Stone Talon, and you go all the way through Stone Talon, all the way through it, because there was hardly any flight paths, and then you had to go to Desolates and pick this one quest up for Scarlet Monastery, right? I just remember that so vividly. It's like, Jesus Christ, this is so far. This is so far. I mean, you could literally put on an episode of, I don't know, Game of Thrones or something, and you probably watch it, and you'll still be running just to get to this place. And and it's weird because it's that sort of stuff that I remember. And although at the time I was thinking, oh, you know, this is a ball, but that was just the game. There was and I think what I'm looking forward to is that, and I was saying to this to my friend Ginger the other, there's no rush. There's no rush to you know, get to 60. Oh, I've got to get all the good gear, and I've got to do this, I've got to do that. Of course, there's going to be people that want to do that, but majority of people are just going to go and enjoy it. Now, for me, I'm not sort of setting myself up for a fall, and what I mean by that is I'm not sort of going, oh yeah, this is what I want out of this. I'm just going to go in and enjoy myself, and just play the game. That's all I'm going to do. I'm just going to play the game and see if I enjoy it. If I enjoy it enough to carry on playing it, because I'll be certainly doing some PvP and some world PvP and stuff like that, because I think it'd be good for the channel to do. Yeah, so that will definitely happen, and so I'm looking forward to doing a load of that. But long term, I don't know what I'm going to try and do, because I've always said that I wanted to get anathema, benediction and anathema on my shadow priest, which I never managed to do in the original vanilla. I never did that, but it's something I always set myself to do, and I think I went to do it, and yeah, it got taken out of the game. I was so gutted. Oh no. And even in those days, even though it wasn't even relevant to my level then, I think they took it out on Wrath. I still just wanted the staff, and I remember I had you had to get 2 bits. You had to get the eye shadow, which you can get. I managed to get this off these big ice giants in Winter Spring. It's the eye shadow, and then the eye of whatever the light version was. Eye of Divinity, I think that was what drops off Major Domo in Molten Core, and I never got that bit done because I was never in a guild that did Molten Core, and I think I could quite easily heal now Molten Core. I would like to think so. So that's something I'd probably look at doing, just because I say it, then I could say I've got it. And yeah, I know that, you know, it's not going to be transmoggable and stuff like that, but it doesn't bother me really. I just always wanted to get it, and you know, this is another opportunity, or another opportunity that I never thought I'd get, to get in there and maybe get benediction, get anathema, and have that weapon as a current content thing. Do you know what I mean? Because a lot of it was just sort of by the gear you had, and of course you didn't have any transmog and stuff like that. But by the gear you had, that was sort of what made you, really, you know. I've said this before in my videos. There was this rogue that used to be in all the BGs, and he was kind of like hero worshipped on my server. And he did some videos on YouTube way before, you know, this is vanilla videos and stuff like that. So kudos to him. He was one of these people that was well ahead of the curve. And he used to sort of turn up. He was a rogue, and he used to turn up in BGs, and everyone's like, oh my god, such and such is here. I'm not going to name check. And yeah, and everyone was like, oh no, we're dead now, we're all dead. And it's like, he just sort of run around and one shot you. But this guy, well, he was in the best guild in the server, right? So he was running, you know, all the decent raids and stuff like that. He had like the blood gore, whatever it was the blood gore ripper or something ripper, I can remember. Anyway, so he had all this stuff, all the best gear, you know, so he could literally walk up to me, my level 60 priest, and, you know, Cloffy as well, just one shot me. I'm like, oh Jesus, you know, it was like, oh, he's brilliant. But really it was just a case of, oh yeah, I've got to finish this quest, haven't I? He had all the best gear, so there's a lot of that going on. You get ganked a lot if you go on a PvP server. Just be careful. And the thing is with me is that I didn't play on a PvP server when I first started this game, because my friend who got me into it and sort of said, oh, you know, you need to come play. He'd already got the game a good, I don't know, a month before me, so he'd already established himself on this PV server. So I went along with him, and you know, I didn't know what a PvP server was. I didn't know what a PvE server was, really. Sort of PvE. I know what that means, but yeah, oh, PvE, yeah. And so that's why I stayed for many years. And all my friends were on that server before, obviously cross servers and stuff. So you, of course, you just stay with your friends, and then over time they all sort of start leaving and stuff like that. But that's for another video. But yeah, so that was, yeah, it's really cool having, just thinking about those things that you haven't thought about. I mean, let me know in the comments the things that maybe you'd seen. You thought, oh gosh, I remember that, or good and bad. You know, I was watching people questing, and there's no sort of there's quest text, and that's pretty much all you've got. You're out in the world. There's none of that kind of right. You need to go, you know, 300 yards over there, and that's where your quest is. Just kill that dude and walk back. You know, they don't give you any of that. They don't tell you nothing. They just say, right, there you go, that's the quest. He's in the Barrens somewhere. And obviously Mancrick's wife is always the favourite one that people remember. So if you don't know what Mancrick's wife is, basically it was this quest, which you're probably going to do if you indeed play Horde, in the Barrens, where you have to go and try and find this orc's wife, right? And then there's no pointer telling you where she is. She's just on. And if you didn't know, the Barrens in those days was just one big zone. It wasn't split up and all this alliance stuff going on. I think the alliance had like a one little base which is just by Razor Hill, and it wasn't alliance owned. It's just had alliance people there, like I don't know, Colterans or something ridiculous. I can't remember now. Anyway, so that was all that was there. And yeah, so that was always good fun. Yeah, I it's just stuff you just remember. that you just completely forgotten about. But I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be really good. It's going to be fun. But as I said, I'm just going to go in there, enjoy myself. You know, maybe do a level every other day, or you know, because I work full time. I have things going on in my life, and yeah. So I don't know. I'm just going to go in there and enjoy it. But I'd be interested to see how it does affect. And again, let me know what you think. How it's going to affect BFA, because I think obviously initially when it comes out, 8.2 is going to come out before BFA does, and you know, we'll get 8.2. So I think a lot of people will be coming back for that anyway. 2 pointers, 280. That's 240. Oh, actually swapping out my legendary, eh? Yeah. So let's put this on, shall we? Nice. I have no idea what I'm supposed to use as power Azeroth trait, so we'll have to look that up, I guess. Which I will do. Yep, I know. Right, let's go back here and here. You need to give me something else. It'd be interesting to see. What do you think? What do you think? How it's going to affect BFA? Because obviously 8.2 is going to bring back a lot of players, because it really has to be a very good patch, and they know that. They know that it's a make or break for them. But they've also got that thing now where they have, you know, they have that fallback. What have we got to do here? Huh? You? No? You? Okay. I don't like these this Talangi. I just don't. I don't really like that. Let's go back this way then. Because obviously 8.2 is going to come back, and there's going to be a lot of people psyched for that. A lot of people coming back for it, because obviously it really is the patch the game should have launched on, as far as what I've been told and what I've heard. It should have been BFA opening day. This is what it is, and that's 8.2. The fact it's not is pretty disgusting, really, because obviously we've been playing this for nearly a year, and then they sort it out. But maybe they would just, you know, that's just how long it takes to sort things out. You know, you can say yes one day, but that yes might not carry, you know, might not be carried out for another 6, 8, 10 months. You don't know. You don't know how the system works, and obviously they've got to implement it and then test it, etc, etc, etc. So it is what it is. I never get too fussed about content, really, because it's going to be there one day and it's not going anywhere. So what's this dude? What's this thing here then? Recover Chadwick. I love this quest. It's my little one's Forsaken fella, isn't it? Getting it. I seem to be a bit of a predicament. Recover Chadwick Paxton's legs. Okay. See, this is why I love Forsaken, because only Forsaken could have a quest like this, right? There we go, mate. Alright, I've got your legs. What next? Do you know? You couldn't do that with a Blood Elf, could you? Reuniting the company. Rescue the remnants of Chadwick Paxton's squad. Chadwick Paxton. That's such a great name for a Forsaken too. Yeah, so you know, whatever they release, as in retail its current form, I will always play it and I'll always enjoy it, because I do enjoy aspects of this. One thing I can't stand is the gating behind everything. As in, you know, you have to wait to do this war front, or you have to wait for this. Why are you stopping people playing your game? I've talked about it before, and for the life of me, I don't understand. You should be able to go, right, I feel like doing this today. I'm going to do the Dark Shore. I'm not talking about getting the 400 piece. You can just go in there every time and get the 400 piece. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is the fact, if you want to go in Dark Shore and just grind it and grind it and grind it, whenever you want. I'm not, not. I know you can do it over 3-4 days. What difference does it make? What if at this point, this Warfront thing, you should have the Darkshore one and you should have the Arathi one. They should both give you the same gear, level wise. What's all that about? It gives you less this gear, that gear. What difference does it? What difference does it make at this point when you throw epics at people anyway? I don't get that thought process. For me, it's where's he going? Oh. Just give it to people whenever they want it. What's the point of saying no? You can play it today. You can't play it today. You can play it in 3 days though. And I'll just log off then. That doesn't make, for me, economic sense. That's just like shooting yourself in the foot. I don't understand that logic. Because sometimes you might not want a PvP and you fancy having a Warfront. You go to the vendor. No Warfronts today, mate. Can't play Warfronts today. It's like, what? What do you mean I can't play it? Do you know what I mean? It's not like it's it's gating the best piece of content the world has ever seen. It's not that people are fighting themselves, jumping over each other to get into Warfronts, is it? People, they do it because they have to. They want to get the gear. That's it. Same as they do dungeons. A lot of people don't do dungeons because they love it. They're doing it because they have to, because they want the gear, right? But to then sort of say, well, you see, you shit out there, mate. Oh, we are. Who's this dude? Recover the sky. Do you know what? I don't think I've done these quests before. If I have, I certainly can't remember. No, I don't think I've ever come up this way. I've done Charlie Paxton's legs before. Or Chadwick Paxton's legs. Yeah, so, things like that, I don't get it. Why you wouldn't want people to play the game. Oh shit. God, he hits hard. You should, it's like pet battles, right? If you love pet battles, why would you not why would you stop people pet battling if that's what they wanted to do? Or PvPing or stuff like that, like the brawls. I can't understand the brawls as well for PvPers. And there you go, Chadwick, that's all your mates. The brawls, they're only for a certain amount of days, and then there's next brawl in 4 or 5 days. What? Why? Why isn't there a brawl on every week? Because every week I don't understand why that happens. What from Tuesday or Wednesday, whatever your reset day is, new brawl. Next week, new brawl. I don't get it. For me, it's really strange and a very strange way for them to deal with, trying to get players to play this game, but you stop players playing the game. I don't understand it. There's certain logics that obviously make sense somewhere along the line. It's got to make business sense, right? Because yeah, let's get out of that. Otherwise they wouldn't do it. But anyway, I think I'm going to leave it there today. I'm not really even sure how long I've been doing this video for. But just going to do this quick. Let's just do these quickly, shall we? Got some. Can I? Let's do quick enough. Yeah. Yeah, so please let me know exactly what you think of what I said, or whether you agree, disagree. That's all good. I don't mind criticism as long as it's constructive. I had someone say to me today, relatively politely, I don't know why you put videos up. I was like, oh, okay. You obviously don't like my videos then. No, don't know why you put them up. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much for your insightful... what's this now? Oh, I've got an overload, have I? What does that mean? Requires you to standing closer to the Seth rack. Here? Oh, shit. Where is the spot? Oh, this thing. Ugh. Okay. Here we go. Am I doing it? Yeah. So I will go into it more in the future anyway. So, but we'll see. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to leave a like if you possibly can. That would be great. I'm not sure why I'm stuck here. Use the skies. Am I just stuck? I don't know. Yeah. So yeah. If you're not subscribing, you come across this, subscribe to all my stuff, PvP stuff. Got plenty of stuff going on. So enjoy, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.